here at the PlayStation Theater. We are at NFT.NYC.
Having a great time.
We are laughing and enjoying ourselves, just as I promised to you.
That's true.
And this place is electric. There are a dozen hours we have to cram 85 speakers into the stage. Obviously, lots of panels, and that's why we created this experience here to have more one-on-one conversations with the real VIPs like yourself.
Oh, thank you so much.
So tell us about yourself and the company that you work at.
Yeah, so my name is LeahJonah's. I work at Celsius Network. We are a borrowing and lending platform within a wallet. So we allow crypto interest, and we also allow you to take out fiat loans against your crypto. And we also have Sell Pay, which allows you to send crypto to anybody, even if they don't have a wallet, which is pretty awesome.
That's very awesome.
Yeah.
Yes, and I met your CEO.
Yeah.
Amazing person.
Electric is a great word, and I'm going to steal it from you because he is definitely an electric person and very inspiring to work with. So,
tell me a bit about the culture that he's built and
Yeah.
how he's empowered you and others around you.
yeah, I think it's a very important thing to any company, right? You hear culture over and over, and I've worked in tech for quite some time, and oftentimes it's a word that is just thrown out there as kind of a label. And Alex has been one of the first people that really showed me what that meant. He empowers everybody that he works for, and I like to say that he will give you as much. He almost believes in you more than you believe in yourself sometimes, and I think that that's so important because we actually have over 50% women in our company, and oftentimes I think that in the tech industry we're so underrepresented that me as a female, like I don't always believe in myself as much as I probably should. And he treats all of us the same, and not only that, but really gives you a lot of leeway to go after what you want to do, initiatives, projects. And I think that's the kind of culture that really matters. I've worked at companies that had like pool tables, and that's not culture. The culture is having leaders that truly believe in you and give you the empowerment to move the company forward.
Yeah. Tell me about the culture of this event.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, you must have had expectations. Hopefully, they were met.
Yeah.
Tell me about what's this been like today.
I think it's been awesome. What I really enjoy is that oftentimes we're in a bubble, right? I go to so many conferences where it's the exact same people, the exact same things being said, and I met so many people today that were interested in crypto, were not necessarily involved in it. A lot of people that were from overseas, and I think that is what you want to see because we need to be asked the tough questions. If everybody sits up on a panel and says like, awesome, you agree with me, I agree with you, let's go out, let's go drink, like whatever they're gonna say. But I think that ultimately we need to be asked tough questions, and we need new blood, and we need people with innovative ideas, and that's really what I found here today, which is awesome.
That's great. And what about future events that Peel Browser and OpenSea and Celsius put on?
Yeah.
Like in a season, in a year?
Yeah.
Of course, there's certain things you want to stay the same.
Yeah.
But other things maybe you'd like to see morphed or change. Like what would you like to see happen with NFT-focused blockchain events as time progresses?
I would like to see more hybrids of blockchain and crypto being melded into mainstream conferences. I think you see some of it now, but in most cases you see like a blockchain panel. And it's not really being discussed on the main stage or being discussed amongst people that aren't necessarily involved in it. I would love to see, it not be a blockchain conference, but it be a tech conference or a healthcare conference or an art conference, and there is a discussion around the innovative technology that's coming into that industry as opposed to us putting ourselves in a silo.
Yeah, that's great. December 31st, 2019. By the end of the year, what are your personal goals? What are your corporate goals?
Yeah, so I think that from a corporate standpoint for Celsius, we are really excited to introduce a lot of transparency. So obviously we do a lot of borrowing and lending, and we're really pulling back the curtain on some financial products that the everyday person doesn't get to see, right? And I think that it's our job as innovators in the space to produce transparency and actually show the everyday person, okay, no, we're not, we're not doing fractional reserve, we're not leveraging ourselves. We're really setting a standard and a precedent for what finances can be. So personally, not personally actually, as a company, we're looking to create as much transparency as possible and really build confidence that way. Personally, oh man, I think it's so aligned with Celsius. I think that anybody in this industry can tell you that, your life is your work and your work is your life. We wouldn't be in this industry, especially now in the middle of pretty long bear market, if we didn't believe in this with our entire heart and soul. So I would like to see, the women or the industry have more women in it, have more diversification, have more voices, and I would love to kind of bring those in. And I think it is up to like other females in the space to kind of foster that and bring their friends, their networks, and their moms and their aunts and like everybody in. So I guess my goal would be to convert all the women in my family to crypto.
That's a noble goal. I love that. Tonight I'm speaking about NFT 2024, 5-year predictions or 5-year aspirations for this industry. And I didn't want it to be about just what I thought, so that's one reason I set this room up, was to ask you and your peers, what do you think about the future of this industry, and what are you building toward, what are you hoping for, so that as I learn from you, I can hopefully share some of that inspiration with others? Yeah,
it's a great question. So I think I see decentralization as a sliding scale, right? My personal belief is that you cannot introduce full decentralization and also garner mass adoption at the exact same time, because there's so many people in the general public that don't want to hold their own personal, like they're not ready for that responsibility yet. So 5 years out, I really hope to see really good actors supported today and grow this industry today, and then move towards decentralization. So 5 years from now, I would love to see scalable decentralization being introduced to the public on a base layer in which it's not as clunky, but they've already been introduced to the industry or to the movement as a whole, I guess we could call it, because we do need them in order to move forward, and in order to get them, we do need some centralization and some training wheels, so to speak. But in 5 years, I would love to see true decentralization happen, or at least be on the path towards that.
That's great. Is there a question you wish I would have asked that you wanted to answer?
I always hate that question. I guess it would be, I don't have a good question. I think you covered all of the really good questions in the industry. Well,
let me take you back 1,000 years to bring you forward, and we'll end with that.
Okay.
So 1,000 years ago, a queen, or an innovator, or an artist, but we'll stick with the queen, right? A leader of people, a leader of a region. She may have a vision for a castle. Now that castle might take hundreds of years to build. She literally may be committing several generations to toil, hardship, sacrifice, and investment into something that they will never ever enjoy. It's for their distant descendants, their region, their tribe, their people. And we don't necessarily have that mentality in today's fast-paced world. For you, for your career, for the legacy of your life, what castle do you want to build that you may never actually enjoy, because it may not see its full fruition until 2400? But what is it that would be a worthy pursuit for you to invest your life and career into?
Oh, definitely the spread of wealth. I think that the huge amount of disparity created by the systems that we currently have in place, whether it's big data, AI, it's really, I think, it's fracturing our social fabric in so many ways. And I truly believe that this technology and what we're working on has the ability to raise up underdeveloped areas, underserved areas. I think that it's a fight that we're fighting. I don't think it's a given in any way, shape, or form. I think that every single one of us needs to be aware that we need to put our effort and our money and our kind of our heart behind the good actors, because it's not guaranteed. But if I lived out my entire life and I was able to, we were able to take Celsius to underdeveloped areas to do microloans backed by, capital in the U.S. Regulation not applying, because obviously that's a hefty goal. I would be happy, right? The ability for us to use this technology for good, to not create these huge monopolies and actually break down some of that, and allow not just the middle class in America or the lower class in America, but all over the world to benefit by spreading this wealth through this technology that would make me happy. If I could fast forward in 20 years and know that my kids are better off for it, then my life is well worth it.
Love it.
Yeah.
Thank you for joining me for this brief interview. Thank you, Facebook and YouTube, for joining us, and Twitter and Instagram and all these social channels. We appreciate your attention. We're going to roll a quick video and we'll be right back.
Awesome. Thank you.